We still doing that news thing today, or no? Welcome to Spag Says on SGTV, the show where no headline is too bold and the stuff I say is just as newsworthy as the news itself. You may laugh, you will likely cringe, but most importantly, you're going to hear just exactly what Spag has to say. In recent international news, America's 51st state elected a new governor in Mike Carney. The sovereign nation of Canada has elected new Prime Minister, Mike Carney. We really need someone to start proofreading these. But in all seriousness, congratulations to Carney and the people of Canada for a successful election process. Big ups to you guys. As many of you know, Canada is in a trade war with the United States at the moment. Recently, a video has circulated on the internet of Canadian stores taking down American whiskey off their shelves as retaliation towards American tariffs. In response to the damage done to the American economy, American retailers have begun to remove Nickelback CDs from their shelves, one of Canada's finest exports. Staying in the realm of political news and hootenannies, President Trump recently invoked a law passed in 1798 to strengthen his overhaul of the country's immigration policies. Obviously, this action has been greeted with mixed opinions, with those on the left citing that the law has previously only ever been invoked during times of war. And with America not being at war at the moment, the law is unnecessary at this point in time. On the other end of the argument, the right claims that invoking the law is totally appropriate. We adhere to a constitution from 1787, so why can we not adhere to a law from 1798? But the big point, I think, here is if we're bringing up things from the past, for better or for worse, I think it's fair game for me to say, hey, Mason, remember when you didn't want me on your soccer team? Because I remember, this guy remembers. Moving on, President Trump officially released the full JFK files a few days ago. And for the most part, there's nothing really groundbreaking in them. Some of the big things found in the files were in-depth research done on Kennedy's assassin Lee Harvey Oswald and his association with the Russian intelligence agencies. Also mentioned in the files were insight on President Kennedy's skepticism of the CIA during his presidency. But for the Dale Gribbles of the world, hoping that the JFK files would reveal the CIA and Jimmy Hoffa being responsible for Kennedy's death, I'm afraid to tell you that you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. In the meantime, maybe you go back to uncovering the mysteries concealed beneath the Denver airport, or better yet, maybe try solving the mystery behind just how the Dallas Cowboys have not played in an NFC Championship game since 1996. Willie Nelson, yes! He's still alive and he's releasing new music. Nelson will be releasing his 154th album at the end of April. At 91 years young, old Willie has shown no signs of slowing down. He'll be on the road again, starting up in mid-April. If Willie Nelson is still going at his age, I'm sure other musicians in his age range are just doing as well, right? Maybe. Let's see how Frankie Valli is doing these days. All love to Frankie Valli. I'm truly a big fan of his music. Jersey Boys was not a great movie, but oh well. With all due respect, Frankie Valli at his shows these days kind of looks like he took a game of freeze tag just a little bit too seriously. Also in the news musically, the Grand Ole Opry celebrated its 100th anniversary. Country music's biggest stars gathered in Nashville to sing songs together and share their love for country music's past, present, and future. Notable attendees for the anniversary were Alan Jackson performing his iconic Chattahoochee. Luke Combs performed George Jones' legendary He Stopped Lovin' Her Today. Carrie Underwood delivered an emotional rendition of Randy Travis's Forever and Ever Amen. And Post Malone was there. It's truly quite admirable how Post Malone's artistry has transcended genres. Just last month, Post Malone was performing Smells Like Teen Spirit with the surviving members of Nirvana. And before that, he made waves on the country music charts with his song I Had Some Help featuring Morgan Wallen. And now here he is at the Opry celebrating country music once again. I wonder what's next for Post in his musical career. What genre he'll move on to next. I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll do something crazy and outlandish and start a new career as a rapper. There's nothing more lighthearted than a son trying to have his mom sent to prison. Can we all relate to that? Probably not. But for a 4-year-old in Wisconsin, he had reached his breaking point, and he called the police to have his mom locked up because she ate his ice cream. The police did in fact show up to the home, but instead of putting mom in the county blues, they told the young man that maybe someone else eating your ice cream is not 911 worthy. I think it's safe to say that the little boy found out that calling the police is not as vanilla as it may seem, that life might be a little bit of a rocky road if mom is in jail, that without mom, he might not have enough cookie dough for a new Lego set, or whatever kids like these days. I mean, who knows? I don't know. What do kids like these days? I mean, silly bands? Are silly bands still a thing? I don't know. I think silly bands are about as relevant in 2025 as the Kentucky Wildcats football team. Well, that about wraps up your spiel on the news, and this wraps up that episode of Spag Says. You can now confidently say that you are informed on every single thing that is happening in the world right now. Or you could say that you just watched a mindless idiot make a fool of himself for the last couple minutes. I think the second option is just a little bit more legit. Quality entertainment comes at a premium these days, and that's why this show is free. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.